Welcome to tonight's live Karatbars presentation. My name is Brian McGinty. Just to tell you what this presentation is all about right away, this is provided for our business partners all around the world. We are an e-commerce business. We do operate in over 100 countries and we can't be everywhere all the time. So put very simply, this presentation is recorded every single week. And we do this live so that you can meet us personally if you like. It means that you can ask us some questions and hear the answers to those questions as well. I'm going to cover some amazing facts. If you know nothing about Karatbars and know nothing about gold, hopefully some of the things I'm going to tell you over the next 40 minutes or so you'll find really interesting as well, such as why euros and dollars aren't actually money. Most people think they are, but they're not. The first part is for customers, really. It's about 20 minutes long. I'm going to show you what products we sell. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the company, and I'm going to show you how you can get a free gold savings account at the end as well. So that's completely free. On the second part, it's for business partners. Again, it's going to last around about 20 minutes or so. I'm going to show you what it means to become a business partner. I'm going to show you how we actually give you the business for free, and I'm going to show you how you can build up a residual income over the coming months and years with the company as well. At the end of the day, we're just a normal company. We need business partners to go out there and help us find customers, and we're always looking for new customers as well. At the end then, if you've got any questions, please do keep them for the end. You can type them into the chat box and I'll be quite happy to answer anything you have. What I won't do and what I don't do is we don't collect your emails either to register for this or afterwards. I'm not going to send you any autoresponder emails. The way I like to work is I'm going to give you all the information you need today in the next 40 minutes so you can decide if you want to become a customer or you want to become a business partner, or if you want to do neither of the two. All right, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you all the information and answer all those questions that I'm normally asked. So a little bit of background of myself. In 2013, I've been in direct sales for about 20 years, but in 2013 I had an offline business, which was a golf academy in Portugal. I lost my business through no fault of our own, but something happened to me then because I had no savings and no income. I had no residual income. I hadn't built that up over the years, and I had no savings to see us through. Looking back on it now, I realize most of my friends are still like that. A lot of people I know are living really from week to week and month to month, but I was in that situation myself. At the same time, my mother, who you can see in the bottom there, and my best friend Pete were both ill, very, very ill, and both of those people have since died, unfortunately, since I started with the company. And my fiance Emma, who's the picture on the right, she's still with us. She's in the next room, actually. She's 38 weeks pregnant, so if I do have to run out halfway during the presentation, you'll know exactly where I'm going. I'm going to the hospital, but hopefully that won't happen for the next 40 minutes or so. Emma was working in Africa. She got malaria. She was working as a missionary over there and got malaria and got very ill. And so I really needed a company, really. I needed a job, if you like, that I could work at from home. I was living in Portugal, as I said, and one of my friends came to me and asked me to watch a video. Just simply said, Brian, do you want to have a look at a presentation? So I said, yes, I'll take a look at the presentation. And that's how I came to be with Karatbars International. Now in 2017, if we just go now really a few years ahead, in 2017 I'm married, I have 3 children, I'm soon to be 4. I now have savings, which is what Karatbars has really done for me over and above everything else. I have security in terms of I have my own gold savings. I have 3 paid holidays through Karatbars International, which is great, and we do that for us every year. The next one's coming up in Las Vegas. And the main thing is that I have a residual income. So, for example, my wife's pregnant, as I said. If she goes into hospital now, which she will be in the next 4 or 5 days, I'm still going to earn the same amount of money because of my residual income happening every week. But the main thing Karatbars International has given me is time freedom. It's time to spend with my friends, time to spend with my family, and it's time to do the things that I really want to do. But I'll talk a little bit more about that in the second part of the presentation. But from a personal point of view, that's what this company's done for me. So we'll start with this. What is money? Now, this might sound like a strange question. If you'd asked me this before I came to Karatbars, I would have said that it's basically the pounds and the pennies and the 50p's in my pocket. But to understand what money is, we need to look back at the history of money and why was money invented in the first place. The little picture on the screen there does it really well. Basically, people in the beginning bartered vegetables for cows and chickens for eggs and that sort of thing. But the problem with that is that you couldn't carry around a cow with you, and so from the barter system very, very early on, we got into an evolution of money. In the very beginning, people started bartering things like shells, precious metals whenever they were discovered. Metals then turned into coins then about 1,000, 1,500 years ago. Coins then turned into paper notes and cards like we have today. So now we've got the situation where we've got plastic cards and paper notes. Now, what I'm going to tell you is, and you may not know this, but the first two items on there are actually money, and the last two items on there, notes and credit cards, are actually currency. Now, what's the difference between money and currency? This is the most important thing I'm going to talk about in this presentation. It's the most important thing I learned since I started with Karatbars. Here's the definition of money compared to the definition of a currency. A money is a medium of exchange, i.e., I've got a £5 note here, and I can go and change that £5 note for another good or services that I want to buy. It's a unit of account. It's portable, i.e., it can be taken or carried around with me, unlike the cow that you saw in the previous picture. It's long lasting as well. This note was printed in 2013, so that's 4 years ago, so it's reasonably long lasting, yes. It's mutually interchangeable, i.e., this £5 note is the same as this £5 note because they're exactly the same, and everybody accepts that's the case. Now, the thing, the original definition of money is that it also stores value. I.e., I want to explain that for you very quickly. If you go and work in McDonald's for a week and you earn $1,000 or £1,000, you should be able to put that money in your pocket because it took a certain amount of hours of work and sweat and tears, if you like, to earn that money. If you keep that in your pocket and you want to take it back out again in 10 years' time, it should really be worth the same as it was the day you earned it. It's not fair that you get penalized just for holding on to it. And this is why gold and silver have always been money. It's also based money on intrinsic value, i.e. the value of the metal, if you like, is the value of the coin. And this is why, again, gold and silver have been money. If we take a look at on the right side to a currency, the reason a currency is different from gold and silver is that the euro, or dollar, or Bitcoin, or pound, or yen are constantly leaking away value due to inflation, and they're based on faith. This is only worth £5 because I believe it's worth £5 and you believe it's £5, when in reality it's just a piece of paper. And we all know it's just a piece of paper, so really it's about belief. And that's what currency is. Currency is faith-based, it's faith-based, it leaks away value, and as I said before, it's based on faith. So that's the difference. If you learn nothing else in this presentation tonight, from tomorrow on, you'll know that in your pocket you've got currency, but in the proper definition of terms, you don't really have any money. If we look back through history, it can clearly show us this. From the Roman through to Byzantium, Florence, Netherlands, Spanish Empire, the British Empire, we always had gold and silver. The people had the gold, so the people always had money. That's the way it always was. People had the money to buy things and change within each other, so the people always had that money in their hands, if you like. Now, if you take a look towards the end there, you can see that we went from a situation where everybody had money in their hands to a situation now where everybody's got currency. Everybody's got these little plastic cards and little bits of paper. So if that's the case, where did all the money go? And this is what I'm going to talk about now. Where did the gold go? How did we get into a situation where we don't have anything of intrinsic value and we're walking around with these notes? Well, to explain it in very plain English, the bank and the banking system in the 17th, 18th, 19th centuries came up with a plan that they would ask the public to bring their gold into the bank, so they would look after it. They would charge the customer a little bit of interest for keeping that gold in the bank. And every time you took a gold coin into the bank, they would give you a note. And this is why they're called notes, promissory notes. So you take your coin into the bank and they would give you a note. And that note would be worth one gold coin. If you had 20 gold coins in the bank, you would get 20 notes. So that's that would be your 20 gold coin note. We can see this in the early notes that were printed in the United States. It says on them $100 and gold coin payable to the bearer on demand. Now I have a dollar note in my hand here. And if you take a look at this very, very closely, it doesn't say anything about promising to pay the bearer on demand on here. It doesn't actually say anything on a UK note. If you take a look at a Bank of England note today, you'll notice that it doesn't say on there, we promise to pay the bearer on demand. A funny little quirk is here's a £5 sterling. So you can see £5 sterling is still written on here. Sterling is no longer written on Bank of England notes. It's still written on the Northern Irish notes, and it says, I promise to pay the bearer on demand £5 sterling. And we know that sterling is to do with silver, don't we? So that's how the whole plan was started. And the way the bank sold this was that they would never, ever print one more note than they had gold coins. So there would never be more notes than there was gold. And this is why the public were happy to walk into the bank, hand it over, because they knew they could always take their notes back into the bank and redeem them for their gold. So how has that changed? You don't hear of anybody in 2017 saying, I'm going to take my promissory note into the bank, into Citibank or Santander, and they don't walk in and go, can I have my £5 in gold coin, please? So where did that change happen? I'll tell you exactly when it happened. It happened in August 1971. President Nixon decided to cut what's called the gold standard. The gold standard is that convertibility of the gold into the notes. And you can see in the chart, I hope you can see it there, where the graph starts to go like that. That's 1971. And the reason for that is because the American government took away the link between the gold and the notes, and so they started printing as many of these as they actually like. Now, you know, if you've got one Van Gogh painting, for example, it's quite valuable. If you had 1,000,000 Van Gogh paintings, would they be as valuable? No. The more you have of something, the less valuable it is. It's exactly the same with these paper notes. In fact, in the first 3 minutes of this presentation, over $6.4 million of these paper notes were printed. Sorry, that's the US dollar there. 6.4 million of those have been printed in the first 3 minutes of this video. So in terms of, if you like, Ponzi schemes and scams, the greatest scam on earth is banks are charging us interest right now today on absolutely nothing, because they're printing these out of fresh air. They're not convertible back into gold again, and the public are holding these, and the gold then is in the banks. Let's take a look at the dollar to gold ratio. In 1971, it was around about $40 an ounce. So the amount of gold in the vault, if you like, compared to the amount of dollars, was $40 per ounce of gold that was there in the vault. We take a look at the gold ratio today. It's 6,746 of these paper dollars per ounce of gold that's available, and that's why it's running away. The other thing about it is that, and most people don't know this, if you talk to people in the United States or UK or Australia today, they don't actually know that every single currency that has ever existed goes to zero. It goes to the value of zero and can't buy anything. Over 609 currencies in the last 500 years have gone to zero, and every single currency goes to zero. The dollar has already lost 98% of its purchasing power and is very, very to zero itself. Now let's take a look at golden currency in terms of things that you do understand. Okay, it's nice talking about the history of gold and the history of money, but how would it affect you in real terms if you didn't have money and if you have gold? Let's take a look at the chart on the left. This is facts. I don't deal in hype. I don't deal in opinion. I just give you facts always. 2001, if we take a look at the picture on the left, 2001, the US dollar fell against gold, if you like, so gold increased against the dollar by 2%. If we scroll right down to the bottom, you can see in 2016 it was 10.4%, so the average over the past 15 years is 10.7% per year. Now that's not the value of gold going up, that's the value of the dollar decreasing every single year, so it makes your gold more expensive. It takes more paper dollars to buy the same amount of gold, and that's because the dollar is losing value, not because the gold is increasing in value. Does that make sense? People talk about the value of gold going up and down. It's not the value of the dollar going down, it's the value of the British pound going down. Talking about the pound, if we scroll over to GBP, you can see there, if we scroll right down to the bottom, the average is 12.3%. So while we're holding on to paper money, taking that into the banks are buying gold, and this paper money is decreasing in value every year. Now let's take a look at some facts on that again on the picture on the right. You can see at the bottom there, inflation. Inflation is the price, the value that the goods are going up every year. 1.8%, next year 1.7%, right up to 1% in 2050. Inflation in the UK at the moment is running at 2.9%. All right, so it's very, very high at the moment. That basically means that £100 in 2001, you'd need £152 today to buy exactly the same goods and services. I think the biggest fiddle, if you like, to don't use any word stronger than that, is that we take our paper money, we put our paper money in the bank. The bank's giving, my Santander Bank at the moment is giving me 0.01% interest, and yet they are going and buying gold. The Bank of England buys gold, they put it in the vaults. You can see pictures of all the gold that's in the Bank of England. And they are earning, what, 12.3% on average per year on it as well, and giving me my 1%. And this is simply because they know that the public are always going to walk in there with their cash, they're always going to put in the bank on savings because the public have no other option. And while we're doing that, the governments are printing currency. That little picture I found the other day, we just create worthless electronic money out of nothing, then we lend it out and charge interest on it. Then we make them give us their homes and our real wealth when we cannot pay. Whenever people take out a mortgage, it's not theirs until the very last payment. If they get into trouble, the bank takes it back. If you buy a car and you buy it on hire purchase, you get a bank loan on it, again, as soon as someone can't pay, the bank is coming and taking that car away. And meanwhile, all they're doing is printing paper dollars and printing paper pounds. The only difference between the Greek economy needed a bailout a few years ago. The only difference between the Greek economy, who wasn't in as much debt, by the way, as the UK and the United States, yet no, the only reason they needed the bailout is because they didn't have their own printing press. Take the United States, for example, today, 19 trillion of debt, and all they have to do is keep printing and printing and printing until people realize. Now, the other part of the story, and I don't like to go into catastrophe mode, but what would you do if your bank account was hacked tomorrow morning? If you went to log into your online account and you couldn't get in, what if it was all zeros? All right. This has happened already. People in the UK have had their accounts hacked and they've all gone to zero. I refuse to go paperless billing with my bank. And the reason I do that is because I want a statement. If I've got some money in the bank, then I want to have a receipt for that money I've got in the bank. Getting all the bank are trying to get me always to go on paperless billing. I want my bills delivered to my home, and they were being delivered every month. I just had a letter telling me it's going to every 3 months. Banks are also dropping the amount that they cover your money for in the bank every single year. Now these things are happened in Greece 2 years ago. It happened in Northern Rock in the UK, and the bubble that's happening now is much bigger than anything that happened then. So people always have car insurance, they have home insurance in case your home gets destroyed. What is your money insurance? If you can't access your money tomorrow, what's your insurance policy in that? What have you got in your home to buy goods and services with? So, taking all that into consideration, what I just said, if you didn't know anything about the difference between money and currency before, and which should you have now? Which would you prefer to have? Would you prefer to have gold sitting in your hand, in your wallet, in your pocket, or would you prefer to have paper currency? And would you prefer to have paper currency in your hand or paper currency digitally in a bank? And that's what we're trying to help people think about. Karatbars is the difference. The problem is that 99% of people own zero gold. So most people that I talk to in the street, if I go and throw a net over 100 people, 99 of those people do not have any physical gold. They don't have any physical 24-karat gold. If I talk to people about gold, and our business partners know this, you talk to someone about gold, they say, I didn't know gold was money. I thought this was money. I didn't realize gold was money. No one taught me that in school. Wonder why? Why do you think governments controlled by banks don't teach their children this in school? Have a little think about it. If they taught my children, if I was taught about gold and silver and compound interest and the value of saving when I was at school and how that could, rather than getting into debt, then maybe I would have went down a different path of what I was doing when I got older. People also say it's too expensive, it's going down in price, because people don't know the facts. People think it's going down in price because they've read it somewhere, again through the media. Where would I buy it? People think I don't know what I'm buying. Maybe the gold is fake. I wouldn't know if the gold's real or not. So people are scared. Where would I store it? People worry about having it in their own homes. I always say to people, look, if you're happy to have yourself and your wife and your children in your home, maybe it is secure enough. Maybe there's some other fear that's making you think your home's not secure. What would I do with it? People don't know, well, if I did have some gold, what would I do with it? People know that they can spend this, but they don't know that gold is spendable as well. How would they know what they're buying? Again, there's different types of grades of gold, which I'll show you in a second. And how would I turn it back into cash? I was with someone yesterday talking about my car, doing some work on my car, and he said, well, if I buy some gold from you, Brian, how do I turn it back into cash? It's always the immediate question people have. The big thing about gold as well is it's been packaged up in such a way that the general public can't get at it. You can see the picture on the screen there. 1 kilo of gold today is $37,000. And just looking at the facts, the government, the media have done a great job, because in 1968, 5% of the population had some gold. In 2010, it was 0.7%, less than 0.1%. Now, here's another problem that we face at Karatbars, and whenever we talk about gold, people don't know how much it costs. People go to Google, all right? So if I say to someone, a gram of gold is X amount with Karatbars International, someone goes to Google and they type in how much is gold. The first thing that comes up on the screen is the gold price per ounce. People are used to dealing in ounces when it comes to gold. Karatbars sell grams, 0.1 grams, 2 grams, and so people aren't used to those numbers. The second thing is then they see the price of the spot price of gold per gram at $37.09. So they assume that's what the price of gold is. Another important fact I'm going to tell you is spot price gold has nothing to do with physical gold. Spot price gold is gold sold on the markets. All right, it's paper gold, if you like. It's digital gold. It's not gold you're ever going to get delivered. If you buy gold in the markets and you want it delivered, and remember this number, you have to get 3,100 grams. You have to have bought 3,100 grams, which is over 100,000 euros, before you can ask for a delivery. All right. The reason for that is, believe it or not, this is also true. You can check this all out. The gold dealers are trading over 300 times the amount of gold they have. The government, US government, UK government, allow gold traders to trade more than what they have. It's a bit like your local car dealer selling you a car and selling that car to 300 other people. Who's going to get the keys of that car? One person. When everybody realizes that there only is one car, do you think the other people are going to want their money back? That's sort of the situation with the stock market at the moment on gold. People buy gold in the stock market thinking they're buying physical metal. They're buying anything but physical metal unless they've got 100 troy ounces, 3,100 grams. So spot price gold has absolutely nothing to do with physical gold, and that's what we talk about here at Karatbars. Spot market price today, is around about 35 euros per gram. So again, not delivered under 3,100 grams. So forget about spot price. If you decide to become a business partner and people talk about spot price, they shouldn't talk about spot price if they've seen this video. Online at bullion by post, this is an example. We have bullion dealers in the UK and the United States and different countries. I'm just using the UK example. If you want to buy a gram of gold, 999.9, and there are different levels within 24 karat gold. So you can have 999.1, 999.5, and 999.9. The 4 nines means it's as pure gold as you can possibly get. There are only 72 refineries in the world that are on the London Bullion Market Good Delivery List, accredited refineries. Karatbars International will be one of those refineries. But anyway, in the 24 karat gold range, you have 999.1, 0.5, and 999.9. To buy that from bullion by post today, you're looking at around about 42 euros. If you want a little bit more security than that, and by the way, this is one of the little grams of gold here, so I hope you can see that. It's inside a little Petri dish, so I bought one. Again, I always like to buy these things and go and test these things out for myself. I don't just make up this information. If you want to buy it from bullion by post, 999.9 from the LBMA accredited refinery. If you want a certificate and you want a serial number, you're looking at a Heraeus brand and you're looking at 57 euros. That's about $59 today. All right, so if we compare that little piece in there, that's what you get whenever you buy from like bullion by post, and this is a Karatbar. I'm going to show you some of the features in a few moments. If you go to a company like Swiss Gold, they do some extra security features. They do the certificate, they do the serial number, they do the hologram. The bar that they sell is called a Kinney bar. You can look it up and you can see the price of a Kinney bar today is 70 euros. So a 1 gram Kinney bar today with all those security features I mentioned will cost you about 70 euros today. And that's comparing sort of comparable with Karatbars International. People always like to talk about pricing, but again, you have to remember that most people have never bought physical gold. They've never gone to a website and completed that purchase. I have, so I can give you the fact that I've got gold sitting here on the table right now. Now, why do we need all these security features? Why bother having security features? Well, there's the picture on the screen which tells the answer. There's lots and lots of fake gold out there. Lots of fake gold in the market. There's fake Pamp Suisse, there's fake Credit Suisse. You can do Google searches and you can find these things. So, taking everything I've said into account, gold is difficult to get hold of. There's loads of fake gold out there in the market. People don't know where to get it. They don't know where to store it. Karatbars International have come up to the solution for all those problems. And that's basically what we're doing. We're trying to get gold back into the hands of the people. It's a very, very simple mission. And we've solved all these problems that stop people going out there and getting gold for themselves. Karatbars International have solved this. We started in 2011 in Germany. It's a private company, debt-free company. We now have 500,000 account holders in 120 countries. And in Germany, we're in the top 2% of companies in terms of credit scoring. Harold Seitz, that's him in the picture, and that's our office is just above there, and I was visiting him a few weeks ago. Harold is a senator in the WA, which is the German Overseas Trade Association. Harold speaks at the World Energy Forum. He's been speaking at the Justice Security at The Hague, and he's spoken at the Frankfurt Stock Exchange. Harold is a very well-respected businessman in Germany. Karatbars is a very well-respected company around the world as well. His vision, his mission, if you like, is to produce the highest quality gold in the market, make it easily accessible to the masses of honest people, that's me and you, and people that we know, at a price point everyone can afford. So no big bars of gold, little small pieces that people can afford. His goal is that Karatbars helps millions find financial freedom from the current system of debt, getting people away from this devaluing paper money and helping them turn it into gold. And that's what's really changed. That figure I showed you about the gold ownership going down and down and down, we're going to try and reverse that and get it back up to 5%, 10%, and get people away from banks and debt. Now, Karatbars Gold, this is it here. So we have our LBMA accredited refinery gold. We have 0.1 gram, which is one of these little notes here. So this is a 0.1 gram. You can see the gold in the center. All right. Here we have a 0.2 gram note. We have a 0.4 gram note here. Okay. We have a 0.6 gram note. The 0.1 gram note is about 7 euros. So again, affordable to everyone. The countries we're in. We have a 0. There we go. We have Here we have a 1 gram, we have a 2.5 gram card here, and then the biggest one that we do, the biggest size of gold that we do is a 2.5 or a 5 gram card. And that 5 gram card works out at around about €240 today. So the Karatbars logo is embedded into the gold during the manufacturing process, which you can see here. Okay, the gold is 24 karat. It's 999.9 purity, not that other ones that I talked about. We have our certificate of authenticity, which is here. We have our hologram and our serial number sealed into this credit card size durable plastic card. It has its own DNA security coding, which makes it completely fraud proof. And we're delivering without issue since 2011. And that's the great thing about Karatbars. There's lots of gold companies popping up all around the world at the moment. And Karatbars International and our company, I've been with them since 2013. We've been delivering without issue into 120 countries. And we offer free storage in Germany, or you can have FedEx delivery into any of the countries we operate in. It's a very, very simple business in terms of becoming a customer. You can register for free. There are no monthly fees, no subscriptions or hidden charges, no minimum orders. So if you're a customer, you could register now and start buying 1 gram of gold or 0.1 gram of gold. You can buy 1 if you like. You can buy 10. You can buy 1,000. Free storage, as I said, in Germany, and we've got FedEx delivery. And on the screen there, you can see some of the pictures. That's the delivery department. And you can see the cash gold actually being printed there as well. Now, to get gold back to the people, we have weekly and monthly gold savings accounts. So you can go in there and put in your credit card or debit card details, and you can set up a monthly or weekly savings. You can do weekly, every 2 weeks, or every month. We also have birthday cards. So to get gold back into the hands of the people, this is a really good way to do it. So we have these little 0.1 gram birthday cards, which you can buy. Again, this is getting 24 karat golds into people's hands so they can see what Karatbars is all about. We also have celebrations, such as for Christmas. This is one of the little Christmas cards here. If you want to give someone a nice thank you gift, again, there's about 10 euros worth of gold in there. There's a wide range of different gifts and cards, and you can actually see these in the back office. We also do business cards. This is one of my business cards here. And again, you can buy packs of those. They work out about 10 euros each. So you don't go leaving these in shops or anything, but they're great if you want to go and if you're meeting a business customer or something like that. So take a look through the back office. There's birthday, Christmas, 4th of July, wedding gifts. There's lots of different types of cards in there. We have existing partnerships. We did a Pope John Paul II card. We have sporting arrangements with Adel Bolden there. You can see on the screen, Benfica football team. And the picture in the top left, there's a meeting we had with the fire service in the United States. So lots of good existing partnerships. As I said, we're not a new company. We work with MotoGP. And we have our own race team, as you can see there. That's the Karatbars lorry on the screen. And you can see the Karatbars motorbike there with the livery on it. Again, we're not a new company. This is not some pre-launch. We're very well established, even if you haven't heard of us yet. And we have the Automobile Club de Monaco. So if you watch the Monaco Grand Prix, I just had this delivered pretty recently. And we've just gone on sale. And whenever a new product comes out with Karatbars International, I always go and buy it. So I always have all the products here so I can show them to people. We do support charities as well. That's Harold there with Sharon Stone at the Peace, Justice and Security Gala at The Hague. And we're helping Voices of Africa. So if you there's a little Voices of Africa card there. And if you buy one of those, a donation is made to that particular charity. We have Safety for Kids in America, and we have our own World of Charity cards as well, which our business partners actually give these cards out. Okay, so you can put your own username in there, and they're a good way again of getting gold into the hands of people. We're working with the current Olympic gold medalist, Monica Puig, which you can see there. She's from Puerto Rico. That was only released last year. I've got the card here as well. So I said it's good if you can buy some of these. If you decide to become a business partner, get some of these cards. They're really good for showing to customers and to potential business partners as well. If you don't like any of the designs we have, you can simply create your own. These are great as a marketing tool for businesses. I created this one for myself. I'm a Liverpool FC fan for my sins, but this is commemorating the 96 people who died at Hillsborough. So again, you can create any type of card you like. Delivery and payments are all done through another one of our partners, MasterCard. Again, whenever I started with Karatbars, knowing that Karatbars were working with MasterCard was one of the most important factors for me, because I knew that company had done the due diligence. Again, FedEx for our deliveries. FedEx have been doing all our deliveries since before I even started with the company. So it's really good to know that you have no problem with your payments, you have no problem getting paid, and no problem with the deliveries as well, because everything's insured at all stages. The great thing about Karatbars as well is people always look at the ounce price of gold, but if you buy something in a smaller amount, it always costs more. It's a bit like the deodorant. If you go to the airport, you go on holidays, and you get a little can of deodorant this size, but it costs nearly as much as the big one. It's because the production costs are still the same, it just happens to be less. And this is very much true again with gold. We still have the same production costs on this as we do for the 5-gram card. The security features are still the same, the certificate's still the same, etc., etc. It's just the amount of gold that's different. But if you buy a 5-gram card, start at the top if you like. If you buy a 0.1 gram cash gold today, it works out about €7. You can see your own currency there in dollars or pounds. The 1 gram works out at €54 per gram. The 2.5 gram is €50 per gram, and then the 5 gram works out about €46 per gram. So again, this is making gold accessible to the masses. So it doesn't matter what your budget is. You can save one of these every month if you can afford it. If you can't afford it and you can only afford one of these a month, then you can do that. If you can only afford €7 a month, you can do that. The important thing is Harold's mission. We want to get gold back into the hands of the people and make it easily affordable. And the only thing you'll ever pay Karatbars International is for the gold. There are no subscriptions or fees or anything like that to pay. You only pay for your gold. Now, people often say, well, I can buy gold cheaper. In '99, I've been with the company for a while. I look after over 11,000 customers and business partners now, and I've checked a lot of websites and I've bought a lot of gold from a lot of different websites. What I always say to people is, and this is my offer, this is not from Karatbars International, if anyone can buy and have delivered the same grade of gold in the same weights, with the same features as Karatbars for a lower price, I will send them 10 grams of my Karatbars gold. So I would send somebody 10 grams of this myself. Now, when I say features, and these are really, really important, not 0.1 gram to 5 gram weights. It has to be 999.9 purity. It has to be from an LBMA accredited refinery. These are all important. These are really important when you go to sell your gold again, especially. Is the gold stamped? It has to have a serial number, blacklight technology, certificate of authenticity, hologram, DNA security coding, free account, no subscriptions or hidden charges. And there are lots of them with other gold companies. No minimum orders, free storage, insured and tracked delivery, guaranteed buyback price. That you can pay others with your gold and you can buy goods and services with it as well. And I'm going to come to that in a second because that's the unique thing about Karatbars International, apart from all the features, that going forward you will be able to buy goods and services with your Karatbars gold. How you do that is through KaratPay. To register for an account today, you can open a KaratPay account. Put very simply, you can buy some cash gold, put it into your KaratPay wallet. And let's imagine then in 2 years' time you want to pay your son £200, $200. You can transfer $200 worth of gold from your account to his. I could put some gold in my KaratPay account now. If you tell me your wallet number, then I could send some of my gold to you. You could then get that gold delivered to your home. This is, people are talking at the moment about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies being outside the banking system. How's about something outside the bank system that's not based on binary code, but based on real 24-karat gold? And that's really what we've got here at Karatbars. All your payment system is outside the banking system, but guess what? Your payment system is based on real money, real sound money, and 24-karat gold bullion. On top of that, we're just waiting on the last details now, but the K Exchange website is ready. What is K Exchange? Well, basically, any shop in Ireland or any of our open countries can now put a sticker on their window, which I have here somewhere. They can apply to become a K Exchange Centre. You get a little sticker like this, and you put that sticker up in the window. Okay. And if someone out there happens to have one of these and want to buy, I don't know, a pair of trainers, they might need more than that for a pair of trainers. They might need one of these. They can go into that shop and pay for the pair of trainers with the 0.6 gram cash gold, just the same as they could go and pay with Apple Pay or Google Pay or any other payment coupons or anything like that. The difference is between paying with paper and paying with this is that there's real gold in that money and there isn't any real anything in this except paper. And this is the revolution that we're actually creating with Karatbars. K exchanges are starting to register. The website is live. If you know any businesses or business owners who might want to become a K exchange, please do let them know that it's available. Very soon we'll have the Karatbars, the KaratPay app. So if you don't have the physical gold on you, but you find a K Exchange Centre, you can go into that K Exchange Centre and you can transfer the gold from your account to the shopkeeper's account via the app, much in the way you would use your Apple Pay or your Google Pay as well. But again, this is not based on fiat-based paper currency. This is based on paper money. And by the way, this just something I didn't mention earlier. This is a 0.1 gram cash gold, which is worth and value about the same as this here in terms of how much it costs to buy. And this particular note here has got the magnetic strip technology on here, which this note here does as well. You can see the magnetic strip. Karatbars has that. Karatbars also has the DNA security coding, which makes it fraud proof. You can actually put this under the black light, so you know you go into a shop and you check to see if it's real. This note has this as well. and we have our certificate on there and our serial number, and you have the Karatbars stamp in the gold in the center. So in effect, as a payment method, this is better security than this. It's easier to counterfeit this than it is to counterfeit that. And that's why we know shopkeepers are going to love this, because of the technology that's on it. Now, the last question people ask about gold is, what can I do with my gold? What am I going to do with it? Well, the main thing is that you keep it. I'm 39. I live in the UK. I just found out today that they've moved the retirement age now up to 68. So that's another 28 years of paying into a pot before I might get my pension at 68, if they can afford it then. What we're telling people to do with their gold is not to spend it. If you think you're going to need to turn your gold back into cash in the next 6 months, just keep the cash. All right, that's what I would say to someone if they asked me that. It's about keeping it for retirement, for a rainy day, for a financial crisis, for the day your bank doesn't work, for a government crisis, for World War III, whatever it happens to be. It's your gold and it's just there. If you don't need it, pass it on to your children. If I'm going to save and save and save, I use whatever I need when I get to retirement age. What I don't need, it can go on to my children. But by that time, they're going to be saving in gold as well. You can sell your gold to another partner, another customer, another person. It's your gold. It's private issue. You can transfer it by a Karatpay. So if you've got your gold in storage, you want to transfer it to another person in the United States or UK, you can do that. You can use it in key exchanges going forward. It's our job as business partners to get those key exchanges open. That's what we're going to be working on. You can sell it privately, and again, this is where the features come into play. If you've got this, okay, you've gone into bullion by post and you've got this, you take a picture of that and you put that on eBay, and you've got your Karatbar and you put it on eBay, and you've got your certificate, your serial number, your hologram, your DNA technology. Who's going to want that over that? So that's where your features come into play. It's actually whenever you want to turn that back into cash. And the great thing about gold is you can turn it back to cash in any country on earth. Gold has been money on every country on earth. Gold is still accepted as a valuable commodity on every planet, on every country on earth. And that's a really important thing about gold. The important question people should be asking themselves, and this is what I ask people now, is what should you be doing with your currency? You know now, if you've been watching this video, that this is evaporating. All right, it's evaporating. Inflation is eating away at it. The government is printing so much of it that the more they print, the less this is worth. You don't understand that because you heard what I said. Interest rates are not 0.1%, so even if you put it in the bank, you're not getting any interest. If you put it in the bank's going buying gold with it, as you know now as well. Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs are buying tons of gold. That's a fact. You can look it up on the internet. They're buying tons of gold at the minute, and they're pushing paper on the public, and they're buying gold themselves. Inflation is rising at the minute. It's 2.9% in the UK. So you can never catch up with that by saving this paper money. So what people need to ask themselves is, what should I be doing with this to turn this into something that's actually going to store my wealth for later? Now, we have some special customer offers if you want to register today. So, get back to the person who told you about the presentation. You can get a 3% discount code or €100 discount code. We have these new ones, which are €100 discount codes and 3% codes in one. They will give you access to a customer fast start guide, and we have set a free 7-day support and advice from us as well. So you're never ever going to be on your own as a customer. There's always someone there to help you. To get started, you just need to register. You get a free account for life. There's absolutely no reason why anybody watching this video shouldn't register. Every single person, as soon as I'm finished talking, should be going to the website and registering for a free account and just having a look around. You're under no obligation, no commitment. Don't have to put in your credit card details. Have a look around and see what's there and see how easy it is. If you want to buy something, you upload your KYC documents, which is basically just a copy of your ID and an address document. Place your first order, which is really simple. Even if you just buy yourself some birthday cards, I'm sure you've got relatives, buy some birthday cards, get them delivered, and then see what they look like. And if you're happy with the first delivery, then you can set up your savings account. That's what lots of people do. When you've placed your order, wait for an email from FedEx. You'll get an email from FedEx saying your delivery is just there, and you can track it through the countries then until it gets to your door. If for some reason FedEx didn't deliver it, you're insured, don't worry. Karatbars will send you it out again. So you never need to worry at any point. So create your free gold savings account today. Go in there, get your first order and take a look at what we do. You'll be so delighted whenever that package arrives that we know that you'll set up your savings account and you'll be buying other products in the future. So if you've enjoyed that and you'd like to tell other people, and this is what we really, really need now, we desperately need business partners all over the world. We don't have enough customers. We're on about 500,000 customers at the moment. We'd like to get that up to 1 million in the next 12 months. So we need new business partners. We need people who are going to work for the next 6 months and 12 months. And really all you need to do is get people to this presentation every single Wednesday night. And I promise it will start at 8:30 on time from next week onwards. No more glitches. The business itself, believe it or not, it's free. So I'm going to give you the business for free. There's no reason why everybody watching this presentation tonight shouldn't start. Or you can pay a one-off payment for a marketing pack. I'll tell you about that in a second. You can work your business online or offline. Because of my wife's health and my personal circumstances, I've built my entire business online. But some people build their business completely offline. That's entirely up to you. You can do a bit of both even, okay? You can earn an unlimited income because there's really an unlimited amount of people that you can help set up a gold savings account. If someone sets up a gold savings account and buys some gold, you get a little bit of commission. It's a really simple, straightforward business. You're the boss as well. Karatbars are not going to give you any targets. I'm not going to give you any targets. It's entirely up to yourself to motivate yourself and get yourself out of bed and actually go and build the business. The important thing is that you're working for yourself, but you're not by yourself either. If you left the phone and you want to speak to me or another director in the company or head office, there's always someone on the other end of the phone 7 days a week. We have a 7-day security system or a support system running for our customers. Now you can decide how you run this business. You can decide what type of people you like talking to. You might just want to go and focus on business partners. You could go out now, help us find business partners. If you do that, you make money whenever business partners register and whenever they bring in some customers. Savings plans, if you just want to focus on helping friends and families. I have people, for example, I've got a lady she's a single mum. She goes to like mums meetings and things like that in the morning with her children. She just concentrates solely on savings plans. She doesn't do anything else, doesn't talk about the business. She just shows people how she saves every month for her children. She shows other people how to do that. We have K-Exchange. We need K-Exchange specialists who are good at business-to-business sales. We're going to do that. We need people who are good with apps and help getting people downloading apps whenever Karatbars is fully launched. We need, and we do have people already who focus on churches. I was talking to a man a few weeks ago who builds his entire business only going from church to church. Because from a church's point of view, or a charity, they only need to register. We give them the business for free. We give them the website. All they need to do is promote the website. Whenever a customer buys, or a fan or a follower buys, or a parishioner, if you like, buys a product, then the church or the charity makes some commission on that. We have branded and business cards, so if you want to specialize in that, maybe talking to motor dealerships or sports clubs, that's fine as well. And again, because we work with tennis stars and football, soccer stars and that, you could really find your niche in sports club. I recommend that you find a niche and work on that. That's your thing, or a niche, as they call them in the United States. Or you can do a little bit of both, or a little bit of everything as well. Now, how it works is really, really simple. If you go out and find a customer, then you earn up to 6% on gold, and you earn up to 25% on other products. So if you sell it, if I was talking to someone today and they decided they wanted to go to the website and buy a 5 gram of gold, then I would earn, my commission level at the moment is about 5%. So I'd earn 5% on that 5 gram of gold that they buy. Really, really simple. If they set up an automatic savings and you buy one of these every week, then I'll earn that commission every week. So I earn that as a passive income every week while they're a saver. So that's how you make a passive income. Karatbars is really simple. It's a very straightforward business. You promote the presentation, which is this one here. You don't need to become an expert in gold. You don't need to do all this talking because that's my job. I like talking, so send people to me. I'll explain the business to them. The customer then registers and buys from the website. Karatbars do the delivery and the support, so you don't have a garage full of gold. You don't need to ever even have any gold in your house. And then you'll be paid weekly onto the company MasterCard. I've been with Karatbars since 2013. I've never had a commission wrong 1 week. Paid every single Friday morning. All right. Really, really simple. Really, really easy. You never have to worry about your customers getting the products. You never have to worry about getting paid. All you need to worry about, you become a specialist in promoting the presentation. You become a professional inviter, if you like. And not just this presentation. If you don't like my voice, if you don't like the time of day this is on, we have other presentations. Other leaders do them around the world at different times as well. You can find the details for those other presentations whenever you register. They're in the back office under the general tab. You'll see them there, appointments. And there's a daily webinar schedule for people all over the world. Now, the thing I was just touched on there, residual income. If I talk to a customer now and they decide to buy a 5 gram every month or 1 gram every week, every time that purchase is made on the website, I'm earning income. So even if my wife goes into hospital tonight and I end up in hospital with her for a week, we're having this baby, then I'm still going to earn because people are still going to be having their automatic and weekly and monthly savings. And Art Jonak says there, if you understood residual income, you walk through a brick wall to get it, because there's nothing as good as earning every single week. It doesn't matter if you get sick. It doesn't matter if you break your leg. It doesn't matter if I went into a coma now for the next 2 months. My income would still either be the same or it would increase because my business partners would be out there working, building their business. And that's really what we're offering you at Karatbars is residual income. To give a little example, just a real life example for you. Let's say, for example, you go out now and you start finding some customers, so you find, let's say, 5 customers a week. Let's say you get up to 200 customers. It doesn't matter, the maths are the same, it doesn't matter how many customers, but 200 customers saving a gram of gold a week, you would be earning a minimum of €1,569 per month, all right, in dollars 1,653, or in pounds 1,343. So if an extra €1,500 every single month hitting your bank account is useful for you, then go out and find 200 customers and get them on a 1 gram a week saving plan. All right, obviously some customers die, some customers get hit by a bus, some customers whatever, but you can build your business up to 200 customers. That's how much you'll be earning. If you have 1,000 customers, again, there's no limit. The only limit is the limit you place on yourself. You can go out and sign up 100,000 customers if you like, but 1,000 customers, the minimum would be around about €7,900. That's $8,400, about £6,800 per month, and that is the bare minimum. That's a 3.5% commission. And as I said, you can earn up to 6% commission. Your commission level depends on the amount of gold you sold last month. At the moment, I'm at 5%, for example. So if I had that 1,000 customers, my income would be a lot higher than 6,800 on that. And as I said, you can build your organization as big as you like. It's free to start the business. There's no cost, no fees, no subscriptions, no forced purchases, and no hidden charges. All right. So you give your own shop, your own landing page to promote. These live presentations, obviously, digital brochures, a presentation on your own Karatbars website. So we're giving you all that for free. Go out and find as many customers as you like and earn as much as you like. We do offer business packages as well. These are simply marketing packages. So if you're the type of person who wants to work offline, these are really good because you've got the key exchange brochures in here. So this is, if I wanted to go and speak to a key exchange now, I would take in this brochure. I would give them a little look at this and talk them through that. We've also got brochures on gold and various different things as well. So for example, in a VIP marketing, there's different packages to suit different budgets. In the VIP package, you get a VIP pin, like this one. You get 1 cash gold, you get 20 bonus cards, and these are your bonus cards here. 3 1 gram classic card, an image brochure, gold brochure, key exchange brochures, 4 branding card brochures, your presentation and your compensation plan as well. So the great thing about the packages is you can upgrade between one and other by paying just the difference in the prices. I'll show you the prices in a second. We also have 2 premium packages. Inside the premium packages, you get a lot more stock, and these are for real sort of business professionals. If you want to get out of the gates fast, I recommend one of these. Inside here, you get your business cards, you get cash, 15 cash gold. You've got, depending on the size of it, 70 profit cards, metal cards, classic cards, image brochures. You've also got the watch as well, which is lovely. As I said here. So you've got your Karatbars watch. If you don't like the watch, some people don't, you can go for the month-long pen. So really, really nice products in there. The important thing about these packs as well is that the value of the products inside the pack always exceeds the cost of the pack. Now the prices at the moment, these are around about correct, so they might be a little bit higher, a little bit lower. The price of gold goes up and down every day. So the bronze package, euros 125, silver 396. Gold 987, VIP 1909, premiums 4151, and the premium professional is 8,376. So again, for under €10,000, well under €10,000, you've got a business, you've got stock, you've got marketing materials, and you've got everything you need to go out and build a successful business right away. With no ongoing costs, no overheads, no staff to pay, deliveries are all done for you, stock controls are all done for you, and your commissions are paid every single Friday. It's absolutely the perfect business. It's a one-off purchase. The value exceeds cost. Delivered to your door by FedEx in 2 weeks. You can start immediately. So if you buy your package now, you can start immediately right away. Start at any level between bronze and VIP and just pay the difference between those. And you can pay with a bank wire, credit card, debit card, or you can even use Bitcoin. So we're allowing people to change Bitcoin, which is just another devaluing currency at the end of the day, depending on what day of the week it is. So a bit like that at the moment. But people can now turn the Bitcoin into Karatbars gold or Karatbars products as well. Now, there's 5 little simple steps to get started as a business partner. Once you register for free, you'll see these steps in the back office. Step 1, order your package. So just pick whatever one you can afford. All right, very simple, from 125 up to 8,400. Pick whatever one you can afford. Upload your KYC documents, so that's your driving license and address document. Whenever you click the little buttons, it takes you to the section, so it's really simple. Anybody can do it. It's almost a date proof. You can order your MasterCard, which then will be with you because you're going to start earning commissions right away. Set up your autosave. So please set up an auto, even if it's only for 1 gram a month. Do not miss out that step because it's impossible to ask other people to do something you're not going to do yourself. Make it a priority that you've set up an auto save. And again, start saving as much as you can. And then step 5 is a Karatbars Academy, which is some training tools in there. You can set it up. You can do all of this in 10 minutes. Really simple business to set up. Now we have a fast track offer on at the moment. And basically, it's just to help people focus. The reason for it is in direct sales, I've been in direct sales for 20 years, and whenever people start in an online business, they can get demotivated or sidetracked within a few weeks. But if people focus for 5 weeks or so, then there's a good 80% chance that they're in a good groove, good habits, and they're going to continue on with the business. So it's really to help people focus. So it's called 5, 5 and 5 and 5. You complete the 5 steps, introduce 5 partners at the same level as you or higher in 5 weeks, and you get a free upgrade to the next level. All right, so and you can get these upgrades through the levels as well. You can earn 20% on all bronze packages for 5 weeks and 25% if you're a VIP member. So this is a fantastic opportunity to really build your business and get up to that higher level within that first 5 weeks. Give you a little example. Complete the 5 steps. So just register now. Complete the 5 steps in order. Let's say you buy a gold package. The gold package costs €987. You show this video, or you ask people to come to watch the presentation next Wednesday night. If you don't have a recorded video, then my advice is pack out this webinar next Wednesday. Let's say 5 of those people then over the next, so 1 person every week decides to join at gold, same level as you or higher. You will earn €740 direct commission. That's one-off commissions you'll earn because you've introduced some business partners. You get a free upgrade to the VIP level, again, which puts you in a higher level of commission. That's worth over €1,000, so €1,023. You will also have 5 business partners started in 5 weeks, so you've got the beginnings of a really good business and organization, and you'll have some people started saving as well. Now, if you think about this, and this is the power of leverage, you could just go out and help those 5 people. Now, let's be realistic here. I know myself after 4 years that to get 5 people up and running, you need to start 10 people. Someone will get knocked over, someone's dog will die, somebody will decide to do some other business. That's just life. But if you help 5 people, those 5 people can go out and help 5 people, and people start duplicating. Just 5 people doing the same thing. In 6 months, and you'll have 3,906 people in your organization. Now, what would an organization that size mean to you? My organization is over 11,000 people. It's taken me 4 years building online. I know people who have built organizations of in excess of 100,000 people, and they've done that in 2 years. So it's entirely up to you how fast you build your business. €50 per week, if you can imagine, they're just these people are 3,906 people are saving €50 a week. Now, I do have customers. I had a customer 2 weeks ago who bought €25,000 worth of branded cards. I have customers who buy 18,000 and 10,000 euros worth of these 5 gram cards at a time. But if everyone's just saving a gram of gold for the sake of an example, then €50 per week in savings, this will be turning over 781,000 euros per month. That's what your business would be turning over in 6 months. And remember, Karatbars pay up to 6% commission just on gold purchases alone. You can build a massive business. Now, there's loads of ways to earn. You can earn double income for the first 5 weeks. You can earn direct commission if you introduce a business partner, and you get uni-level bonuses, which we'll explain to you later. Generation bonuses, there's a Karatbars pool. There's gold funds where you can get free gold every single month. The bigger your business gets, the more things you get. Package bonuses, there's dual team bonuses, there's a premium pool, and there's a premium professional pool as well for people who buy premium packages and premium and premium professional packages. There's also great incentives throughout the year. Last year, Karatbars paid for myself and Emma to go to LA. We stayed in Rodeo Drive. It's lovely, 9 days. This year in January, she couldn't go because she was pregnant, but I went to the Caribbean and we had a great trip. There's some people on this call who were on that trip with me. 2 weeks ago, we were in Germany. That's the picture in the bottom there. That was about 5 minutes before we were picked up by helicopter and taken off to a Michelin restaurant. Fantastic 5 days. The incentive right now, which just started a few weeks ago, it finishes on the 31st of October. This time it's to Las Vegas. You can win cars, bikes, Rolex watches, and the top incentive prize is a Mercedes, which you can see in the picture in the bottom right there. So lots to go for. If 1,000 people qualify for the Mercedes, 1,000 people get the car. The great thing about Karatbars car incentives is they're not giving you money towards a car like other companies do. They give you the keys of the car. It's your car totally. You walk away with it. The car's bought and paid for. That's the great thing about Karatbars incentives. They're real incentives, real prizes worth a lot of money. Now, if you do decide to become a business partner, you get great support from myself and your sponsor and head office. The support's really good. It's open 7 days a week, so it doesn't matter what time you work at. You can contact us on WhatsApp, Skype, email, Viber, telephone, whatever. we use all those types of channels. We have online sales training, offline sales training, Facebook pages, that sort of thing. Weekly newsletters, which we send out. Three-way calls. So if you're not very good at answering questions, just your upline director will do that for you, such as myself or whoever your sponsor's upline director is. We have great mentoring, motivation, coaching, skills development, which we do through Facebook and other medium. And this is available free to everyone within the company as well. And it's for as long as you take. Because as I said in the beginning, you'll never be alone working with Karatbars. You're in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself at all. So if you want to start earning today, and this is whenever I started with Karatbars, because I had no money, my focus was I need to sell something today because I need to get paid next week. And I know lots of people come into the company like that, and in similar circumstances, you can start earning today and you can get paid as early as next Friday. Get back to your sponsor, ask them for the link, complete the 5 steps in the back office, which will take 10 minutes. Invite everyone for the next 7 days to come to watch this presentation, which will start in time next week. Some people will register and complete the 5 steps. We know that, and most people won't, and that's fine. Not everybody gets it. You'll be paid then on any of those package sales as early as next Friday if you've got your MasterCard by then. And you can go to the ATM, you can take that out, or you can go and buy your shopping with it. It's a great feeling whenever you use your Karatbars MasterCard for the first time. And you can start building a passive residual income. I teach people how to do 3, 4 years, like I've done. I've built up a residual income. I've got lots of gold savers in my business. And it doesn't matter what I'm doing. It doesn't matter if I decide to go fishing for the next 6 months. Those sales will always be happening every single day, every single night. I wake up in the morning, I log into my account, and there's more sales there from whenever I was sleeping. My business is in 106 countries now around the world. So we can show you how to do that. We can show you how to build your business online. So I hope you've enjoyed that. That's it really, guys. As I said, it is a very, very simple business. It's very simple from a customer point of view. It's very simple from a business partner point of view. I wish setting up a webinar was as simple. I have no idea what happened that earlier on there. But has anybody got any questions? I'd like to take a few questions now. If there's anybody new on here, if anybody's got any comments, anything they'd like to say. Sorry, see Mike. So if anybody has anything they'd like to type into the chat box. Cheers, Dennis. We got there at the end of. Sergio's typing there. I'd just like to remind people that the whole purpose of what we're doing is we're actually helping people save. We're actually helping people turn the value in cash into gold in an affordable format. The great thing about Karatbars from my personal point of view is that, and I'll just finish off by saying this, is that I've sold different products over the years. I've worked with insurance companies. There was always a better insurance company up the road. I've worked with other products, and there's always a better product coming along. It's a bit like cryptocurrency, if you like. People talking about one cryptocurrency, but then another one comes along and it's better apparently. And I think there's 900 cryptocurrencies at the minute. Here's something about gold, and I'll leave you with this thought. That's 24 karat 999.9 gold. There's never going to be the 25 karat gold company. Doesn't matter how long I live, if we live, there's never going to be the 25 karat gold company. As well as that, if I have 1,000 customers buying this every single month, it's not going to make them skinny. It's not going to make them lose weight. It's not going to make them more intelligent. And because of that, I've never had anybody return the gold in 4 years that I've been working with the company as well. So if you want to sell something, if you want to promote a product that can't be better, so there's never going to be a better company coming along. And if you want something that the customers are going to be happy with, the customer get delighted in buying. And my final thought on it is, I've worked with nutritional companies in the past. Sometimes people start off buying nutritional products, and if it doesn't work after 3 or 4 months, then they give up. Whenever people start saving in gold, once they get that first gram of gold over to their home, it's inside them, and the gold is actually an attraction to them. People never ever give up their gold savings once they actually start. So your business always gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And because people have no subscriptions or fees, there's no cancellation rate either. So my 2 big things with Karatbars since I started was the fact that if no returns, Karatbars always deliver the gold, Karatbars always pay your commissions, and the customers are always happy. So that's really it. Thanks very much, guys. No questions. I think Gary's typing something, but I don't think we've got any questions, which is good, so we'll get finished. People will soon realize it's free to register an account. Yes, if people don't realize that if people get a letter from the bank now saying, would you like to open a free gold account, then people would be running to it. People would say, yes, I'll have a free gold account from the bank. We're actually offering people a free gold savings account. But because we're not a bank, because we're not stealing money off them, someone said to me the other day, which is quite funny, if you want to make money, don't rob a bank, open one. Edward says, just a general remark to everyone, make sure to get yourself a selection of cash code. Yes, it's a good conversation starter when you meet someone. Yes, that's true. I've got my wallet here somewhere. It's sitting here somewhere, but inside my wallet, I always keep my 1 gram to 5 gram in here, and I always keep my cash gold in here as well. So I always keep it in here in my wallet. So whenever I'm paying someone, I often would take a cash gold out and I'd hand them. I'd say, do you want paid in gold or you want paid in cash gold? And they ask me what it's about. So I was talking to a couple of guys yesterday about doing some work on my car, and again, it is a really good conversation starter. So yes, good idea. Get yourself some cash gold. Get yourself all the products. I start with a 1 gram card and I've built up my collection since I started. So every month I do my saving, but every month I try to buy a new card as well. And, 4 years later now, I've got every single product that Karatbars sell, and I've got a great gold savings for myself, for my wife, for my children. So it doesn't matter what happens at the bank. Doesn't matter what happens to Santander. It doesn't matter what government is in power. I really don't care. Don't care if they put the pension age up to 90 because I've got my own pension now. I'm in control of it. And whatever country I happen to be in 25 years' time, whenever I do retire, and I can turn it back into whatever the currency is there at that particular time. Alex, you have a little problem inviting people to be part of the K Exchange. Yes, you would do because we haven't really got the details of it yet. So I wouldn't go inviting anybody to become a K Exchange yet. Businesses can pre-register, but we haven't got the final terms and conditions and presentation for that. So if I was you personally, I would wait for a few weeks until we get the full details so you can actually go to a K Exchange and you've got all the information as well. Also, please don't be going and talking to a business owner unless you've got some cash gold, unless you've got some Karatbars as well. So you need to be able to show that the business. So I worked in retail for 7 years. Don't walk into any business owner half-cocked, if you like, or unprepared, because business owners see reps coming through the door every day, 5, 10 reps a day, and you need to be going in there professional, you need to go in there dressed, you need to go in there prepared, you need to go in there with all the right information and all the right brochures as well. So Alex, and you're saying in Italy there's none other. The website only went live 2 weeks ago, so there's none in Italy, there's none in Ireland, there's none I'm aware of in the UK. Just waiting on the final details so that we can have a presentation for everyone, and then people can actually go to the K Exchanges with that presentation. So no, there won't be any yet. The only K Exchanges you'll see in the Karatbars website are basically from Karatbars business partners who have registered in advance. All right, so wait a couple of weeks till you see the presentation for K Exchanges, and then you can go and start talking to them. So be prepared, get yourself prepared first, and wait for the information first. And then we can start going out in a professional way. What I'm going to do here in Ireland is, just to give you an idea, I'm going to look for 3 or 4 K Exchange specialists. So I'm going to train those people on how to do K Exchanges because it's a specific part of the business. I'm going to train those guys. I'm going to let them go and work in one particular town. They'll work in that town for 1 week, and that'll create momentum within that town. And it creates 5, 10, 15 shops being started in 1 week in one town, and that's what we want. We can then the next week go to another town and repeat the process in another town. There's no point in my eyes in having 1 K Exchange in 20 towns. You're better having 1 town with 20 K Exchanges. So that'd be my advice there. I'm going to be doing the training on this. I'm going to be doing videos on this. I'm just waiting on the terms and conditions and everything from head office. Whenever I get those, I can then formulate a sales plan, if you like, and then we can go and start talking to K Exchanges after that. But yes, that's how I'm planning on doing it here in Ireland. But again, we'll just wait for the details, final details, because you don't want to go into a shopkeeper with half the information. All right, that's it, guys. Thanks very much for that. I'm really, really sorry again that it took 25 minutes to get this thing working, but we managed to get there in the end up. I hope you've enjoyed this. This will be uploaded onto your webinars pages tomorrow morning. And have a great evening, have a great afternoon if you're in the United States, have a great morning if you're in Australia, and I'll speak to you all again next Wednesday night. Thanks very much for watching, and speak to you later.